First, can you introduce yourself?
Right, my name is Dave, and you can call me Zay.
I'm gonna ask you a little bit of questions. The first one is, do you familiar with SDG? And can you give us a little explanation about what SDG is?
I don't really know detailed information about SDG itself, and I just only know a brief explanation about SDG. Well, the SDG is basically like a program initiated by the United Nations. The SDG is an acronym for Sustainable Development Goals or something, if I wasn't mistaken. And the main purpose is to create a better future with 17 goals. One of them is to exterminate world hunger.
Okay. How about zero hunger? Can you explain about it too?
In my perspective, zero hunger is commonly about, just like what I said, exterminating a world hunger. Give a bare and fair world to live in for people, and mostly including about foods and hunger.
Okay. What innovative solutions do you think could be most effective in reducing zero hunger?
Okay, I'm not really an expert on this, but in my opinion, one of the innovative solutions that I think is one of the most effective in reducing global hunger is first maintaining the quality or even improve the quality of stocks of the food that remains right now in the world. And not only improving the quality of the food itself, but we also need to improve the quality of the human resource that creating, producing, and also maintaining the quality of the foods. Not only that, we also need to raise awareness for people in common that world hunger is a thing and it's important.
In your opinion, how can local communities contribute to achieving zero hunger?
Still referring to my previous opinion, I think local communities, or every communities in general, is a really effective tools to create awareness to the people. And local communities exist is nevertheless to raise the awareness, to spread the awareness to the people, and also perhaps these local communities could also improve themselves to create a better place in their local communities for people to live in.
Do you believe that current international policies are sufficient to address the issues of hunger? Why or why not?
I think right now, currently, the international global policies is not really helping. It's not really effective addressing this world hunger issues, because I think right now in the world there are more existing important issues. I'm talking about conflicts, wars, and etc. Right now the tension between other countries and nations are raising, and I think this is causing the world hunger issues to be, not really important, and to down the scale of priorities of these countries to think about it.
How do you think urban agriculture could play a role in achieving zero hunger?
In the developed countries, I think the people are just aware about the importance of urban agriculture, and I think urban agriculture could be really fit if in the future the technologies is raising, and we could utilize these technologies to develop the urban agriculture method. And not only that, I think urban agriculture is also the answer of how do we be able still to create foods and to create farm in a minimalized land, in a minimalized space. And I think also in the future, still talking about urban agriculture, everyone should aware that the ability or the skill to create food on their own is also really important.
Hello, what's your name?
My name is Zay.
Okay, my name is Rangga. You can call me Rangga, okay?
Okay, nice to meet you, Rangga.
Okay. I have question for you. How important do you think it is for developed countries to assist developing countries in achieving food security?
I think one thing that should be understood for the leaders of the developed countries is that the quality of the human resource in developing countries is also really important to maintain the resources from the developing countries. What I'm trying to say is mostly right now, the condition that we are facing in developed countries always taking resources from developing countries. And usually developing countries are the countries that is not really impacted by the rich that they're having, right? And the urge of developed countries to help developing countries is, if the developing countries is able to use their own resources, to use their own benefits, and it will increase the human resource quality. Of course, it will be creating a good mutuals between both of them. That's what I think about.
What role do you think private companies should play in the fight against hunger?
I think private companies should find a way to raise possibilities, to raise change, to raise funds of people or even local communities, to raise awareness and also to create a better place to live in.
To fight against hunger, of course, we need to produce more food, and in the case, how can we balance the need for increased food production with the need protect the environment?
Okay, this is for me quite a tricky question, Arne. So, to make it balance, the need for increased food production with the need to protect the environment, I think, for me, from our opinion, we have to do some kind of refolicy of how we eat, refolicy of what stocks of food that we really think we should consume in the future. Because right now, the stock of food that we are consuming, mostly in the part of the world, is not a sustainable one. And to think of it, to choose a new sustainable stocks of food in the future, we have to think creative, we have to be creative in choosing a new kind of stocks of food. And I'm talking about eating bugs or eating insects to make a sustainable food stock in the future. And that's what I call a refolicy. Yeah.
What strategies would you propose to ensure incredible distribution of food resource globally?
Unfortunately, I don't think that I could answer this in detail because I am really not an expert in this. Yeah.
In your opinion, how do you think governments should prioritize more between increasing food production and maintaining food quality?
First, the governments really should aware or really should realize about the potential that they have in their own land. If they do have the chance to increasing the quantity of food production itself, I think it should be enraged. It should be enriched and it should be distributed fairly to all of the people, to all of the citizens of the country. And if the country itself already have a better quality on maintaining the food production, I think they have to improve the quality of the food.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's a good thing. I do believe it could be a good thing. He's still laughing. You see this? Hold on, I forgot my answer. It could play a good role by achieving your hunger, because while establishing the urban agriculture itself, it can also develop the people that doing the thing. Yes, yeah, more or less like that.
Okay, then. In your opinion, how important do you think it is for developed countries to assist developing countries in achieving food security?
I think it's a really important. I think it's a really important one, because these developed countries have what it takes to help these developing countries. You know, the technologies and all that stuff, but especially maybe their knowledge on how to do it properly. For example, don't corrupt the money to develop the urban agriculture thing. For example, we all know that in our countries, a little bit of the funds get slipped through the wrong hands, and corruption might happen. I think that is the most major problem in these developing countries, such as our country. Yeah, corruption. Those white collar motherfuckers.
All right, then. I think that's enough. Thank you very much for your participation, Mr. James.
I think there's a 10 question. We're still on the 6. Oh, yeah.
Okay then. Thank you very much for your participation.
We're done.
And have a good night.